What is going on, guys? My name is Noonan. I'm bringing you another Super Senso guide video today. Now, if you just previously watched my video on basically getting a better understanding and overview of what cards are good and how you should be utilizing them, this video I'm going to be going ahead and taking basically the deck that kind of recommended to new players and going ahead and putting it right into actual gameplay. Now, this is the kind of the deck I'm rolling with right now. We have the Star Shot, we have the Warp, we have the Ranger, Chopper, Mortar, and the Meteor. Now, this is a deck that I recommended to new players. This is a deck that shouldn't be too hard to kind of obtain and kind of throw together. But not only that, I'm really confident in the way that this deck kind of plays off each other that I'm willing to play it on my main account and throw it into a game against, high level play. So not only is that a deck that I recommend for new players to kind of, get the strategic advantage, but it's a deck that you can stick with for a long time if you play it very well. So not wasting too much time, we're going to go ahead and jump right into a game. Now, like I said, I'm sitting pretty high on the ladder at 2400, which is pretty high. The games are getting very tough. The people you go against are much higher level. I've seen people level 12, level 13, other stuff like that. So another thing too, if you're going against someone with a lot more health than you have and they're a little bit higher levels, don't sweat it. It's still a very winnable game. There might be a little bit of a level disadvantage, but like I said, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it out. If it takes a few more turns to kind of think things through and kind of figure out how you're going to win the game, go ahead and do that. So what I recommend to you guys is playing this deck in a very passive play style. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and call on a Mortar here. And the Star Shot, we're going to go ahead, but we're going to bring it down one unit, and we're going to sit back. We're not going to go in deep. We're going to let the enemy come to us. And the more they come to us, the more we can start picking off his units. So this is how we're going to get, like I said, we're going to get that free energy, and we're going to play it through. It might be a little bit of a longer video in a slower game, but that's fine. Like I said, if it takes a few extra turns to win the game, that's what's important, is winning and getting that star power so you can climb the ladder. Now, getting that Mortar in, look at that. He already has some units coming in pretty close to me. So now we can go ahead and lay on some early damage to him. The Grunt has to come around and hit us directly, and the same for this unit here. But now we have some early damage on him, some damage on the Senso gate, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to call in a second Mortar. Mortars are very strong right now. If you have a wall of mortars protecting your Senso gate, it's going to be very hard to kind of get in and start kind of trying to get ahead of your opponent. So if someone's going against you or you're going against someone with a wall of mortars, you know it's going to be very tough going forward from there. So now we have a lot of damage going out right now. So what we can do is we can go ahead and call in a Mortar. We can go ahead and kill this unit. We can utilize our Mortar to start getting some damage on our Star Shot, and we can use our Star Shot to sit back and start picking some damage on the Star Shot over here. Now this is pretty far in, but I think no, we're still gonna sit back, and we're actually gonna call in a Ranger. We're gonna call in a Ranger and just sit tight right here, playing defensive, not going in too deep, building yourself a wall around your Senso gate, and like I said, let those enemy units come into you and stack up the damage. Now, is he killing some of my units? Yes. Is he getting some energy? That's fine. It's going to happen throughout the game. You can't have a perfect game every game, but like I said, with enough damage stacked up like we do now, we can easily start turning things around. So we're going to go in and call in the Mortar. Mortar Strike's going to come in and hit that AoE. If you have a Meteor, Meteor is a great time to use it right now, because look at that. We're killing those 2 units. Now we have a Sniper that's sitting back, that long range, and look at that. His Star Shot is now dead, and we're sitting at 402 damage. That's a lot of damage being done. So let's go ahead and call in another Ranger. And we're going to move our Star Shot up 1 unit here. I'm going to go ahead and end our turn. So in that one turn, he came in, he grouped up his units, and we just nuked him down. And look at that. He's sitting at half health, and what do we have? We have full health right now, which is looking pretty good. So our Star Shot took a little bit of damage there. Not too bad. He doesn't die in one hit, so don't sweat it. If your Senso takes some damage, it's not the end of the world. If you lose your Senso, it might be a little bit of a disadvantage now, but the games are still very winnable. Once again, enemy units are coming in. We still have this ridiculously strong Mortar coming in, laying in that very heavy damage. We have 2 snipers here, but actually we also have a Mortar. or not a mortar, a meteor, my bad. We're gonna call in the meteor, utilize our ranger to pick off this unit. This ranger we can move up a little bit, so now we can start picking off units that come in over here. And we're gonna just sit tight, we're not gonna go in. Like I said, play defensive, let the enemy units come to you. I'm gonna repeat it 100 times, but I guarantee you, this is one of the best strats to go about right now. And like I said, I'm using this deck, this very noob or very beginner friendly, easily accessible deck in a very high ranked match right now. We're going against someone that's level 12, several levels higher than me, and look at that, we're doing just fine right now. Just fine. So mortar, like I said, that mortar does crazy damage, it does AoE. The more grouped up units, the more free energy you have. We're calling in that heavy damage. Meteor combo with it, why the heck not? That's just free energy for us. We got a sniper, we're gonna pick this guy off. We got a sniper over here, we're gonna pick this guy off. Come in with our Senso, no. Let's move our Senso back so he doesn't die this turn. And one more ranger, why not? Why not? More defenses on our units to come in. The more units to come in, the more defenses we have, the more damage we have, you know, the better we can do. So we got this unit coming in. Didn't do any damage to us. We got a grunt coming in. More grunts coming in the top. What do we got? Oh, tons of grunts. Tons of grunts. That's fine. Oh my gosh. Free grunts for days. That's all. This works for me, boys. So, let's see. Mortar coming in. Can never go wrong with the mortar. If your mortar is hidden away, hard to get to, or even if your mortar's in the front, it's a very scary unit to approach. And it's going to deal tons of damage. So we have our snipers lined up, taking out these units so they're not getting close to us. This guy, let's see, can't really do much. Actually, we have a chopper, so we can come in, deal some damage with the chopper, and then kill him with our Senso. And yeah, we'll end our turn that way. We do another 161 damage. And if you look at the scoreboard, this guy had a significant amount of more health than we did. And we still have our full bar of health. So like I said, the defensive playstyle right now is extremely powerful. Let your enemy think, hey, I'm going to come in, rush this guy, I'm going to overwhelm him with a ton of units. You know what a ton of units looks like to me? It looks like a ton of free energy to get that potential 1-3-3-7 damage, the dream everybody wants, and one-shot him in a one-turn victory. But we can't always have that, so we have games like this where we got to sit back, play it a little bit more passive. Now, look at this. We could kill him. We have that free energy. The next time we end the turn, we just won. But look at this. Our Senso's still up. We still have a mortar still up. We have all these defenses still guarding our base, and not a single hit of damage landed on our Senso gate. Why? Because every unit that came in was pretty much nuked out and taken out, and that was pretty much the victory. So there we go. We ended the turn. Took too long, but that's fine. I mean, it was pretty much the victory was in our hands the whole time. So let's go ahead and do that. No quest. And we got 30 stars. So look at that. I'm still climbing the ladder for star power while using a deck that's easily accessible for brand new players. So I'm not just making things up when I say these are some pretty good decks. You guys should be rolling it, and it's good for new players. It's good for new players, and it's good for players at my level too. If you know how to utilize it, it's extremely powerful. But that goes to say for a lot of other decks. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. But as always, guys, have fun while you're playing Super Senso.